very interesting articles about microbiology, so stay tuned and you'll be very informed about all the different aspects that microbiology covers in our world every day. My name is Rachel Dopart.
I'm Brittany Lewis.
I'm Julie Feeney.
I'm Ariana Acarula. Okay, the first article we have is entitled Glowing, Blinking Bacteria Reveal How Cells Synchronize Biological Clocks, and it's from Science Daily, dated September 1st, 2011. The article is basically about how they have researchers at the University of San Diego have been able to create a model of the biological system using glowing, blinking E. coli bacteria. It's called, the process that they research is called entrainment, and the researchers, mainly Jeff Hasty, who is the professor of biology and bioengineering at UC San Diego, who headed the research team, was quoted in saying, "The cells in our bodies are entrained or synchronized by light and would drift out of phase if not for sunlight." So he's basically saying that the E. coli in our body is able to synchronize our circadian rhythm because of the sunlight that our body sees every day and every night when the sunlight fades. He also goes on to say how the phenomenon of entrainment is difficult to understand because it's hard to make the mathematical measurements, but throughout the process they were able to figure out how they could use it with E. coli bacteria. I just thought this was interesting because we started out the class using E. coli and we examined it under the microscope and we all learned that it was very, very tiny, and the fact that this tiny bacteria in our bodies is what helps us in our circadian rhythm was really interesting, especially the genetic machinery in E. coli bacteria is due to the green fluorescent protein in it, which is what causes the bacteria to fluorescent and do our circadian rhythm. Everyone else?
Wait, that's weird. The fluorescent of E. coli, that's what helps synchronize. Is that what it is, or is that just...
Or do they add that just as a tag?
Yeah.
That's what they said. It says to simulate day and night cycles, which is like the circadian rhythm, the researchers modified the bacteria to glow and blink whenever arabinose, a chemical that triggered the oscillatory clock mechanisms of the bacteria, was flushed through the microfluidic chip. In this way, the scientists were able to simulate periodic day-night cycles over a period of only minutes instead of days to better understand how a population of cells synchronizes its biological clocks.
Oh, wow.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah. So I guess that was the experiment they did, and that's how they showed it, and it was through the protein in the E. coli bacteria.
So what sort of rhythms can we be adjusted to? Like, is it...
It doesn't really talk about that. It kind of just says like that they found it, but
They probably don't know yet.
Yeah.
They're still doing research about that.
they do talk about how it's a really difficult process to investigate. Let me see if it says anything on that.
Maybe it could help us determine if maybe we don't need as much sleep as we think, or maybe we
Yeah, that's
figure out
true.
And maybe there's some ways to alter like the E. coli, like genetically, so we can stay up longer.
Yeah, and that,
Or like
that
people
would
like
change the
who
world.
work like the night shifts in like hospitals and stuff like that to like switch their rhythms so that way they could sleep during the day better
Yeah.
and stay up at night. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would completely change everything, like jobs, hospitals,
Yeah.
shit. Like
So efficient.
Yeah.
that's probably where it's leading to. Any
Does it affect like any other like areas in us?
I don't think
Just
so.
like that.
I mean, well, we all know E. coli is in our intestines,
Yeah.
but I think they were just focused on the circadian rhythm. It didn't really talk about anything else.
Do you want to pause it until we get to our next?
Recording? Our next article is tree killing pathogen that's traced back to California, and it's from the Phytopathology Journal. And it listed California as a top suspect for the pathogen Ceridium cardinal, which is the cause of cypress canker disease. And it was first identified as the culprit causing this disease was located in California in the San Joaquin Valley in 1928. And the fungus easily made its way to Europe, Asia, New Zealand, Australia, South America, and Africa. And this pathogen has infected and killed up to 95% of native trees in the cypress family, including jupiters and some cedars. And the fungus was likely introduced from California either in south of France or in central Italy about 60 to 80 years ago. And that introduction resulted in the global pandemic that has devastated the region's iconic Italian cypress trees today. And they went on to talk about how the pathogen was moved from California to Europe. And they said that it was largely in part by people just traveling. They don't know exactly how the pathogen travels with the people, if it's just like on them or on their materials. But the disease doesn't really affect California trees that much because it's native there, and the conditions that the trees are in California on the coastline and the sand and all that, it's not a very good environment for the disease to grow and kill the trees as it was to Italy and Europe and stuff where it's not native and it, I guess, what's the word? It grows and multiplies and is able to cause the disease.
Does it affect humans? Or just the trees?
Just the trees, yeah.
So, do you guys think that there should be like a stricter sort of thing, like when you come through countries when they,
Like customs?
yeah, the customs and everything? 'Cause
Well, I forgot since you mentioned that. It was also caused by, the transmission of people and then the importing and exporting of trees over there.
Mhm.
So if we can come up, I guess, with further testing of trees and their DNA or whatever to see if they have a carrier of that disease or something.
Yeah, definitely, like be able to monitor goods, because that's a lot of things could be prevented so easily if it was just a little stricter, you know? I mean, it would make the lines a little longer and everything, but I mean, I remember going from Spain to here, and in the airport, they had these dogs, and we all thought they were bomb-sniffing dogs, but they're actually fruit-sniffing dogs. And they caught one of my friends. He didn't know he couldn't bring like an orange back with him, but you know that orange could have like all sorts of disease, could kill all
And insects that live inside, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess too, like we should just, I guess, control, that further, because maybe there is like a human disease that can be transferred to you too. Like way back when in the COVID and whatever.
Yeah, like if it continues back to trees, like you don't know what
It could evolve.
Yeah,
Exactly.
or like what other things aren't being monitored.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So it was just the cypress trees it affected, like the ones from Italy?
Well, in areas where it was like, when it grew rapidly and a lot, it would affect other trees too.
What did it do to the trees?
It just, there's like a picture on here, but it just like that, and then it kind of just
the
destroys
growth at the
tree.
top? it killed the tree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the
Yeah.
leaves fell off.
Yeah,
Yikes.
compared to the other ones.
Does it record like if you like like that? I think it records what's on the screen.
Yeah. Right here.
That's what it does to the tree.
That's what it is. And there's other pictures too. Below. That's the picture of the organism.
What's the name of the organism?
Ceridium cardinal male. I don't know how to say it. And then this is kind of kills it out.
So it doesn't affect any trees in the U.S. at all? Just this one tree?
I think it affects some, but not nearly to the extent that it kills and destroys the ones in Europe.
But it was carried over from humans, or they're not sure if it was humans and trees.
Well, I think they're thinking it's both.
It's
A little bit of
combination,
both.
yeah.
So if we can carry it, then
And it must not do anything to us,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
unless it evolves, like the bird flu, didn't that evolve?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Okay, the next article is from Silence Daily, and it's mind-altering microbes of probiotic bacteria may lessen anxiety and depression. So basically it's talking about this bacteria they found called Lactobacillus rhamnus JV1 and how it showed significantly fewer stress, anxiety, and depression-related behaviors that they put in this broth that they fed people than just the regular broth. And ingestion of the bacteria resulted in significantly lower levels of stress-induced hormone corticosterone. And it's just showing how kind of the bacteria play in a bidirectional communication between the gut and the brain and the gut and brain axis, and opens up the intriguing opportunity of developing unique microbiome-based strategies for treatment for stress-related psychiatric disorders such as anxiety and depression. The bacteria, it's like the bacteria is almost acting like a nerve, and it's like sending like positive like vibes almost to the brain.
So it releases that.
Yeah, I released that
What was it called?
corticoestrone. That's what it's.
And that calms people.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
It's just like a broth.
Well, they put it in a broth, and that's how they
okay.
tested it with people.
So people could ingest it.
Yeah. And I guess it's naturally found in the stomach too, but I guess some people have it more than others too. So the people that had less of it.
So that explains why more people are stressed. Like some people are stressed